some massive glass from Canon, a long-awaited release from Lumix, something weird from Nikon, and a bunch of other stuff. Let's catch up. Come on. What's going on, everyone? Seth Miranda here. This is Adorama Rewind. Real quick one this week. There's been some pretty interesting releases and some weird news out there, and there's some really cool events coming up from Adorama. But let's jump in with Canon's giant lens announcement. Yep, Canon has put out a 1200mm f8 and an 800mm f5.6 for the RF mount. This is true, man. The commitment to the RF mount is real, and no one, I think, ever thought differently of it. These are pretty smaller than we thought they would be and lighter weight than we thought they would be, but that's kind of the thing with mirrorless, is that they can actually do that. These do come at a price tag. I mean, 1200mm, you're looking at $20,000 and $17,000 for the 800mm f5.6. These are not consumer mass scale lenses. This is for production houses, news crews, right? This is for, you know, full-on professional use that they're going to see return on. Rental houses for sure. This isn't really going to be something that they produce in mass quantity. They might even be built to order only. Maybe not the 800, but the 1200 I could see being like a built as it's ordered kind of thing. But hey, this is really great. It shows how much Canon is throwing everything they got into the RF system. And I think no one ever, like I said, no one ever questioned the Canon and Nikon systems of not being a commitment or supported. This is just the evolution of things. We're seeing more EF glass being discontinued as we go forward, and at least there's RF support going much more progressively. So let me know if you're in the Canon system, if this interests you, if you're psyched on it. Could just be a halo thing, right? Even if you're never going to buy this, just knowing that Canon is going that hard into mirrorless full frame and are continually fleshing out the system might be a good peace of mind for you. Let me know down in the comments what you think about that. Let's talk about Lumix now. So the GH6, this has been a long-awaited release. The GH5 came out in like 7 years ago, and then they put the GH5 II just to put in some extra hardware so it could handle the newer firmware. It was kind of like a replacement release rather than like a big launch. Well, the GH6 came out, and it is a full-on flagship Micro Four Thirds addition to Lumix. And the GH6, the GH series in general, has been a very filmmaker-leaning camera, and with specs like this, where you're getting 6K video, unlimited 4K 60, 422 10-bit recording, internal. You have Apple ProRes 422 HQ, internal, Vlog and V-Gamut, internal, like you're good to go. So this is kind of showing that they are still committed to the Micro Four Thirds platform, or format, I should say. That was a bad way to put it. But this is really what Lumix has been always about with the GH line in general, has always been placating to what they can do in more of a video sense than a photo sense. I think every video review you've probably seen out there has been leaning more on the video specs than the photo aspects. They have updated the autofocus. It still is contrast based, but it does seem to be doing well out there as far as the reviews go. You can check out our video. I'll put a link down below. Rob Adams ran it through its paces. But if you are pre-ordering this camera, I will let you know that there is a special deal from Adorama where you can actually, until March 21st, you can actually get a free Lexar 128 gigabyte CF Express Type B card. So if you're someone that's been in SD memory forever and you are going through some growing pains of getting CF Express Type B, if you're looking to get this camera, you're getting a $200 CF Express Type B card right there. And that's awesome. I mean, switching over formats isn't easy, and everybody can always use more memory, and CF Express Type B is easily becoming a standard amongst most of the brands, basically. And it's just faster, higher capacity, and honestly, it's just built better. It's a PCIe connection. I go on and on about CF Express Type B, but let's not get into that. Long story short, if you're looking to get the GH6 and you're looking for just a nice bonus with it, check out the pre-order option right there. I'll put the link down below, but it is only available till March 21st, so jump on that if you're into that. A weird one from Nikon, the Z9, which is a banging camera. I mean, what a release from Nikon, but it has no mechanical shutter. So it is a synthetic shutter sound when you shoot it. It's an electronic shutter. And I guess because we're so, conditioned to the traditional shutter sound, they gave us some version of that, right? Well, because it's basically just an audio file, there's a beta firmware that they put out there. They didn't really put it out there. They kind of just show it off with a cat meowing as the sound file. So as you were shooting 20 frames per second, it's a cat meowing. This is pretty interesting. It's not a real feature. They haven't included it for real. They did put some other sounds in there. I think there's like a D750 sound in there, or I think they put the Nikon F4 shutter sound in there as an option for you, and a cat's meow. So I guess because it's just an audio file, they can put whatever they want in there. What I'm wondering is if this even becomes like a real thing they put into the firmware going forward. Do we care? And then I started thinking about it. I just remembered back to the time when people actually used ringtones on cell phones. Remember that? Before we all decided to click everything onto silent and no one hears our phone anymore unless, you know, you're that guy. But do we want to have that much customization to a point where it's your sound? You're going to have a random sound going off in your camera whenever you shoot. Will it set you apart when you're in group settings that people can hear you're the guy shooting or know when you're the one shooting? Or is it annoying, right? We're not conditioned to other sounds connecting us to a shot being fired. What would you use as a custom sound? I'm wondering about that. I don't know what I would even put in there. After a while, I think whatever I did would just annoy the hell out of me. But you let me know down below what you would use as a shutter sound. If it's something you would want, does it really give you that much more sense of this camera is mine and when I'm taking these shots, it's my shot? I don't know. Or is it just fun, or is it just dumb? I'm not here to judge. I mean, I had the Halloween theme song as my ringtone forever until I realized I just wanted to put everything on vibrate like the rest of the world. So I'm curious about that. It's really interesting where we are. And I think, you know, we all want to make things our own. So maybe it's one step closer to that. If anything else, it got Nikon a headline, right? All right, let's talk about something that's going on right now. Adorama is still throwing all these in-person events. And just so you know, if you go to Eventbrite and just type in Adorama, this stuff comes up. You have an NYC photo walk with Leica SL2 and John Kreidler. So if you want to take a walk around New York with him and try out some Leica gear, you can totally do that. And the big one, create no matter what experience, the Epic Sports Workshop. This one is going to be nuts. We're talking a boxing ring where you can shoot some sparring going on with Ed Mulholland, who is an incredible, long time and very well regarded boxing photographer, shoots for UFC. You can check out his Instagram and see all those crazy shots. Joe McNally, the legend. Joe McNally will be there shooting gymnasts, and you will be shooting with these guys. Also, Jean Fruth will probably be shooting, I think, basketball. She's a Sony ambassador, I believe. So you can hang out with these three pros that shoot sports for a living and totally understand what they're thinking in their process and how they go through it, because they're right there next to you while you're shooting and they walk you through their process as well. And it's going to be awesome. So if you're around, this is March 16th. Hit the links down below. And if you missed these workshops, do yourself a favor and just follow Adorama on Eventbrite. Hit that follow. Hit follow. I mean, we got 1898 followers at the time of recording this video. Let's get that number up, especially if you're in New York. If you're planning on ever visiting New York, just stay up on what's going on. There is major events coming. We're talking about a lot in June. I'm not even playing, guys. You saw the Halloween workshop, you saw the fashion workshop, and they're just going more and more with it. And now we have the sports workshop, and these are the bigger events, but in between them, there'll be smaller events. So stay up on that on Eventbrite. Plug into Adorama's Twitter. Don't forget about that. They're constantly announcing things on Twitter. The emails, all that stuff is how you stay plugged in. Also, don't forget about the rest of this channel. There's at least 2 videos a day popping up on this channel. I'm not kidding you. Check this out. I mean, you're looking at look at all this backlog, and I'm sure you got some catching up to do, so go check it out. Checkerboard lighting with one light with Lindsay Adler. You got the Leica M11 road trip if you want to see that camera actually used in real life. Daniel Norton went live with Best Starter Flash Kit, and Gavin Hoey goes live on the channel now. You even have a new series from Ab Cisse, 1 and 2 light setups for dramatic portraits, and that guy is as legit as they come. The Miss America portrait session with Lindsay Adler, stuff about the Sigma X mount, the Fujifilm addition to the Sigma lineup. So check out all this stuff on the channel. Don't forget to always check out what's going on AdoramaTV on YouTube right here. So shout out of the week is going to go to my guy Ed Mulholland, the guy that's teaching shooting boxing at the Sports Workshop. If you haven't seen this guy's work, check this out. My man is insane and just gets these incredible defining moments of everything that's going on. I mean, just insane what he's able to get. He's always in the right spot. It's just kind of suspicious. It's almost like he pays these athletes to be where he needs them to be for when he needs that shot. I mean, he's just nailing it. So do yourselves a favor, follow this guy, check out some world-class, top-tier sports photography, and including athletic portraits. So if you're someone that's trying to get into this and you want someone to aspire to, check this out. I mean, it's a really good profile, and Ed's a really good guy and a long-time true professional in this industry. Question of the week. I got thinking about the Z9 weird beta firmware with the sound file for the shutter, and then I got thinking about customizing gear. And people tend to get attached to equipment. I look at it more as tools rather than like, this is my best friend, you know, whatever. But I'm wondering, what do you do out there to customize your gear so it's only yours? Do you get specific camera straps? Do you have skins for your camera? I see a lot of Sony kids out there with some like camouflage sticker skins that go around their cameras and stuff. What's something you do to totally customize your gear? If you do that at all, you know, because I know a lot of people are hesitant about it because what if they want to sell it later on? They don't want to do something permanent, but that's why they sell all these types of skins. But hey, I've also seen people spray paint gear. I'm not kidding you. I've seen everything out there over my years in this industry. Let me know what you do to customize your gear in like a fun way, not just like I do this for utility purposes. I want to hear what you guys do out there. But for now, you guys can follow me on all the social. I'll put it over here somewhere. Last X Witness. At me on Twitter. Check out my work on Instagram. Check out my own YouTube channel. I keep on trying to throw stuff up there. Hit me down with the comments and we'll have a discussion down there. Hit like, share this video around, hit subscribe plus the bell. Will the train please leave me alone for 5 seconds? Hit subscribe plus the bells to get notified when Adorama drops more videos. And if you are coming to the workshops, I will definitely see you at that sports workshop. But for now, enjoy your week, guys. Later. Peace.